So the front page of the Sunday Times this morning can't be easy reading for the PM. The paper has an interview with the Conservative MP and former Minister Nusrat Ghani.
So she claims she was forced from her role at the Department of Transport due to, quotes, her Muslimness, making colleagues, quotes, uncomfortable.
The Chief Whip, Mark Spencer, of course, has denied the allegations from Ms Ghani, but her revelations are the latest in a relentless stream of suggestions of questionable behaviour of government whips. And, of course, Michael, you were a government whip at one time.
I was briefly a government whip.
Briefly.
My view, actually, is that, on the whole, the whips are pussycats, because they are, amongst other things, they are the HR, the Human Relations Department of the government. So they spend a lot of time communicating the worries of members of Parliament, whether personal or political, to the establishment, to the top. Of course, when it comes to a crucial vote, they get together and they apply all sorts of pressure to people to vote in the way that they should. Christian Wakeford, for example, says that he was threatened with the defunding of a school. By the way, it turns out that the school was funded in the end. That money has gone forward. But I can imagine that a whip would say to him, look, you are about to vote against a department because this was the matter of free school meals. You're about to vote against the policy of this department, but this department is offering money for a school in your constituency. Now, is that just, a reasonable point to make, or is it extraordinary pressure? On the whole, I think the members of Parliament, maybe the 2019ers, are being a bit snowflakish. When you think about it, they've been very happy to take money for their constituencies. If you follow their tweets, they're always talking about their new high street and how they put on pressure on the government, and the government has delivered all this stuff. So pork barrel politics is present, and what they're complaining about, perhaps, is when every now and again there is a threat to turn off the pork barrel. And let's just remember the stakes are pretty high, because what some of them apparently are doing is trying to bring Boris Johnson's political career to an end in a humiliating way. I think you would push back in those circumstances, wouldn't you?
Well, I mean, I'm worried about what seems to be a clear lack of moral fibre on the part of certain MPs. I mean, as you mentioned, Michael, you would expect members of Parliament who are making life and death decisions sometimes in the chamber in the way that they vote, and they have to have these debates about national affairs, etc. You'd like to think they've got a bit of backbone. You'd like to think that they're not snowflakes. You'd like to think that if a party whip came along and started applying a bit of pressure, that they would have the wit and the wherewithal to withstand that. So if there are MPs who are genuinely claiming to feel harassed or bullied because a party whip has applied a bit of pressure, which, let's be honest, that's the nature of politics, I think I'd probably question whether they are equipped to be in the House in the first place. I mean, all of this talk about the police becoming involved, and William Ragg now meeting with the Metropolitan Police, I'm deeply uneasy about that. I don't think the police should be getting involved in what is really the day-to-day cut and thrust of politics.
And to be honest, I'm quite sure the police don't want to be involved in it either, because they have plenty of other things that they need to be involved in. I thought it was interesting, Nadine Dorries, who of course is a Boris loyalist, has tweeted today that she has been known to be the odd bit rebellious over this past 17 years as she's been an MP, and all she has faced from the Whip's office has been polite disappointment. So that's what she's saying today.